Welcome to Sports Talk with the Cowboy.
Thanks for riding with the Cowboy, and welcome to the show. Well, we got to start where we're starting. Tom Brady has came out of retirement Sunday night and returned to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And a glorious night it was for every Buc fan in the world. Unexpected, out of nowhere, announces his return hours before free agency period starts Monday. Just absolutely a miracle happened with him coming back to our team. It reborn the opportunity for the Buccaneers to win a Super Bowl because the greatest player that's ever played has returned to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. DjX, it's one of those things like the World Trade Center, God forbid, or something happening. Where were you at when you heard it?
Oh man, I was on my way to work.
Is that right?
Yeah, you called and let me know the news, but I instantly thought about, I was like, man, we said he was going to go to the 49ers.
That's right. Yeah,
That's what we said.
We miscalled it.
We miscalled that one.
Well, Brian, my friend Brian, called me at 9 o'clock or sent me something about it at 9 o'clock Sunday night, and within 45 minutes to an hour, about 10 o'clock Sunday night, it was everywhere. Mm-hmm. And it just kept building and building and building and building. But it was just absolutely, Brian, congratulations on that call, because you're ahead of the networks. So good job on that. Mm-hmm. And we got news of it. And it just shocked me. I couldn't fathom that he would come back.
Absolutely bananas.
And if he would have, it wouldn't have been now. So the guys are looking out for us, and Tom Brady has returned. So we can't go on talking about the future of the Bucs when we all, as Buc fans, knew he had retired and he had left the game. And now returning to the game, what a shock it was. It's going to be monumentous for our success. The sports book in Vegas, Westgate Sportsbook, had the Buccaneers chances of winning the Super Bowl in the top from 1 to 32, ranked at 29. We were ranked 29th from 1 to 32 of teams that would achieve the Super Bowl. We went from 29th to number 2, second, and one coming out of retirement, one player, the greatest player of all time. He is the GOAT. There's no doubt. And we all knew that when he left. And the void was there. And I know I was worried, as DjX was, who was going to be our quarterback?
Yeah, who?
Who was it going to be? We were down to Deshaun Watson the last show. And his chances of coming here were slim to none. So then now we were looking at going with Kyle Trask, Brian Gabbert, or some third-tier quarterback. And any quarterback that's playing the ball right now, any one of them. Brady's greater than any two of them. That's how great he is. So thank you, Tom Brady. Thank you for coming back.
Oh, yeah.
And we sure here at Sports Talk with the Cowboy, and Cowboy and DjX are elated, as is everyone in Tampa Bay. And it's changed the outlook for our future. So thank you. Free agency did start Monday, and we did lose Alex Kappa, our starting guard. He left and went to Cincinnati. He took a deal there. We also lost safety Jordan Whitehead. He went to the New York Jets. But the Tom Brady effect took place yesterday when Jason Light made a trade to New England and acquired Shaq Larson, their starting guard for the last 7 years, who was on with Tom Brady as his quarterback for 5 years. And Shaq Larson also appeared in 2 Super Bowls with Tom Brady, and they won one and lost one. So Shaq Larson going to be our new guard in Tampa. What a magnificent trade that was to fill Alex Kappa's shoes. And with Aaron Stinney, who played during the Super Bowl run of the Bucs, Aaron Stinney went in for Ali Marpet in the game against the Washington Redskins in the playoffs. We won it. And we went to New Orleans, and we won that game, and he was the starting guard. Then in the Green Bay game, he was the starting guard. And in the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs, Aaron Stinney was the guard. So we've got Aaron Stinney under contract. He's going into the other guard position. And I'm sure that Jason Lott will be out looking for some more. And we also went out and got Gage, Russell Gage from Atlanta on a 3-year, $10 million a year deal. And he'll take Antonio Brown's place on the roster immediately. So the Bucks have been busy acquiring talent. What about our talent on our team? What about Rob Gronkowski? These are all questions. Rob Gronkowski, we all know, would probably come back with Tom Brady. Don't you think, DjX? Ron Gronkowski back to the Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a safe bet. And you know, we have other players out there that need Will Golston, Donovan Sue. There's a number of players we need to re-sign. But they all know their money's coming once we can restructure some contracts. There have been calls made to these players, I am absolutely sure. And we all are. So the band is getting brought back together, led by Tom Brady. And the Buccaneers, what happened this week was absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't seen the commercial put out by the show, you need to get on there and look at the commercial about Tom Brady's return. Magnificently done. Thanks to the studio for doing that on short notice, because it was short notice when he returned. So there's a lot of things going on with free agency, but the big news, Tom Brady's return.
That's the big news.
That's the biggest news there ever could be. That was absolutely. I myself was sitting in a chair in stunned disbelief for 30, 45 minutes, because what the ramifications. Could we get some of these players now? Could some of the players that were going to leave, like Ron Gronkowski, we just spoke about, on his way to Buffalo, or Ryan Jensen to Cincinnati, could we get some of those players? And we got them all but 2 so far. So we've done a pretty good job. I think the rest of them will come back and just take a little bit of time to sign. Now, on the Deshaun Watson quarterback news and free agency, as you know, he hasn't selected the team. He's looked at Atlanta, New Orleans, Carolina, Cleveland. He's been to those towns. He spoke with the ownership in those teams. And when he gets signed, then all the other players will all be free to be signed. All the quarterbacks are on hold right now because Deshaun Watson. Here's a ripple effect for all our fans of Sports Talk with Cowboy. When Watson was brought into Atlanta, he upset the quarterback Matt Ryan there because they brought him in there. That just told Matt Ryan his usefulness is not that great. You know, it kind of hurt his feelings. And also Baker Mayfield up in Cleveland when Deshaun Watson was talked to, okay, about being starting quarterback. Because, you know, they felt devalued because they're going to be swapped out if it could be. These are real trade talks. So we don't know anything more about Deshaun Watson at this show, but we'll keep you posted. Big news is we've got Tom Brady back. And also, we've got to mention Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball is now back playing baseball. They started Monday. They went back to training camp. April 7th will be the starting date of baseball. There will be an abbreviated spring training. But baseball is back. The Rays are back. And God bless that being taken care of. We thought it'd be a little bit longer. Okay, we're going on now to some questions. I had a question from Patty in Frostproof, and she was asking, what about Matt Ryan's future now that Deshaun Watson was talked to in Atlanta? Well, if they don't get Deshaun Watson, I guess Matt Ryan will stay, but maybe he won't. There's a lot of teams out there needing quarterbacks, Patty, and I'm not going to tell you that they don't. There's about 5 teams that need quarterbacks, and there's not many to choose from. So he could be traded if Deshaun Watson was to go to Atlanta, Patty. We'll just have to keep watching and see in the next few days about Matt Ryan. I believe he'll stay if they don't get Deshaun Watson, but I'm sure his heart will be hurt, if you know what I mean. So thank you for your question, Patty. God bless you, and continue to watch. We appreciate your support. And the next question is from Tom, and Tom's from Avon Park. He's a lifelong Buccaneer fan, and his question is, who can replace Jordan Whitehead at safety now that Jordan Whitehead has went to the New York Jets? Tom, there's a lot of players out there that would be adequate at safety. Some people think Honey Badger, Tyrone Matthew from the Kansas City Chiefs could be that guy. He's a superstar player, but I don't think we have the money to pay. So I don't think Matthew's the answer, But I think we will find another safety to take Whitehead's place. It's a shame we lost Whitehead. Tom, I liked Whitehead, and he was a good player, and he was in the Super Bowl with us. He's a young player, but he took the money with the New York Jets. You can't, some of these players have to leave, and they will leave, and it's a shame. But I think somebody will replace him. Tyrone Matthews' name is one of them. Edwards, who plays safety sometimes, could go back there and play safety. Adams, I don't think's adequate, but he was on the roster last year as a safety too. We still have Winfield back there, so we'll be looking for a safety. We could get one in the draft, Tom. So God bless you, Tom, and thank you for your questions. Continue to support our show. DjX, what do you got for me tonight?
Well, Cowboy, you know the talk is big this week about Tom Brady coming back. What does it mean for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers receivers?
It means the world to play with the greatest player that's ever played football.
Mm-hmm.
It means the world. When your name can be associated with the greatest player that's ever played the game, and to get into the Super Bowl where that exposure cannot be matched. Mm-hmm. And you have the opportunity to be on all the networks and all the games. They're going to push games that are losing teams, so to speak, and put your game on. Yeah. They call it flex scheduling. We just call it booting you off the stump so that somebody else can get on TV, mm-hmm. which is what these receivers will get mm-hmm. by being Tom Brady's receivers. Right. And the joy of winning championships with the greatest that ever played. Mm-hmm. And a great group. Godwin's back. We just got to get Gronk back.
Now, will his return boost the Bucs in 22?
The difference between night and day. The difference between being ranked 29th out of 32 teams to being ranked second in the whole league. The difference between credibility and non-credibility. Mm-hmm. The difference between relevancy and non-relevancy. Yeah. That's what it's talking about. Let's keep it real with you, Sports Talk fan people. You're our fans, so we're going to keep it real with you. Listen, the Bucs are on the downhill slide. I was scared for the Buccaneers without no quarterback and no money to get one. And no quarterback willing to mm-hmm. financially come in there and work with the team. Try to make the team better. There's only one player that could do that, but he was retired. He was the greatest that ever played. He's retired. Mm-hmm. But he's not now. That's what it means. The right. difference between winning and losing. The difference between being relevant on every program. Mm-hmm. Because there's no sports program in football next fall that will come on and not say this one word, Tom Brady. His name is synonymous with the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's bigger than a team. Okay?
Well, how much is that football worth?
It was worth $500-something thousand to a fan who, or a collector, who mm-hmm. had paid for Tom Brady's last pass for a touchdown. Mm-hmm. He paid him $518,000, I understand. Mm. Now, the ball itself is worth about $2,500. Now, it is a Brady ball, and documented Brady ball. You might could get $10,000 out of it, but you're not getting $518,000 out of it. Of course, you can't fault the fan who got the ball because he actually sold it in good faith that it was his last pass. Nobody knew that he was going to come out of retirement.
Did he get the money?
I understand he did.
Interesting.
And the poor old guy that bought the ball, well, he's pretty famous now mm-hmm. for having that ball.
Yeah.
And the price might have went up.
Lucky duck.
Yeah, and it probably will. Especially if we win some more Super Bowls.
Right. That's what I got for you this week, Cowboy.
Hey, God bless you all, and God bless the good fortune that Tampa has had, and a good fortune for every one of us. And God bless you. Thank you for your support. Continue to share with your friends. Continue to watch. Subscribe all your friends if you would. We'd appreciate it. And please leave your comments so we can answer your questions. We're going to try to get a text line open as soon as possible where you can text us and text your questions live to us. So God bless you, and Cowboy out.